Hey there guys, Cubby here with Nerdlocker.com, and I got to watch The Master recently. Now, at first I need to tell you, Paul Thomas Anderson is one of my favorite directors. Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, these are really great movies to me. It's really inspiring to me. A lot of the characters and a lot of the actors that he uses, some of my favorites, and I have a strong connection to the guy. Like, you know, there's a lot of things I like about his work. Now, I was really excited to see this movie. I was super excited just because it's Philip Seymour Hoffman and they work really well together. Amy Adams was going to be in this, she does a really great job. Joaquin Phoenix kind of coming back, making his big, debut again, not debut, but coming back into the limelight and like taking the acting role and not pretending to be a rapper and all this crazy stuff. A lot of the other supporting cast really great, but I don't know what else to say about this movie other than it wasn't as good as I thought it'd be. And that's me kind of putting it politely and nicely. It really lacked cohesion toward the end. It just kind of fell apart. It felt like it was a bunch of vignettes at the end. It was very short stories. All these characters that had intersected at one point and everything was kind of just like going loose and going crazy. People trying to find redemption, not happening. The real things in life. That's one thing that Paul Thomas Anderson does really well. He presents life in a really real way. It's very vivid in terms of how you would imagine it to actually be. It's somewhat cynical, but at the same time, it's grounded in reality. It had all those elements, but it just didn't tell the story the way I would have wanted it to, personally. I mean, I'll go see it again. I want to give it another chance. I want to give it a couple other chances because I've seen Boogie Nights at least 100 times, and every time I watch it, I find something new. There's something that I didn't notice before. There's this I didn't notice before. So I will say that it wasn't as great as I wanted it to be, but there's still probably hope. Either way, the performances in this movie was one of the shining and saving graces of this movie, I have to say. Joaquin Phoenix coming back. He starts off the movie, you see him, he's in the Navy. He's doing some really weird things, which he does throughout the entire movie, which actually helps him in his relationships later. But doing a lot of really weird things, and you kind of just think he's coming back. He's going to be this great, awesome actor once more. But then it kind of felt like he was just being himself, being crazy, like in I'm Still Here, like just being this crazy dude. But that was the role he was supposed to play. So it felt like really awesome job, and then it just turned into him being normal. And I don't know, maybe I'm analyzing him too much, but that's what it came off at the end. But Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, their characters are married in this movie, and great scenes together, like ridiculously good scenes. They do a lot of great things together, and really like everything from being massively in love with each other to kind of hating each other and yelling at each other, and their forms of punishment and their forms of like getting the other to do something was pretty intense. And that's one thing about Paul Thomas Anderson that I love. The most intense scenes in movies usually. Other than that, it takes place in the 60s or the late 50s, and it's period piece to the extreme. It looks like Mad Men. It looks really well done. All the costumes are really well done. The set pieces, everything. All the other actresses, the actors, everyone looked really great. The production quality on this movie was awesome, but the actual story was lacking. So while I want to praise its glory in all its other forms, I really can't, and I'm kind of only going to have to give it 3 nerd skulls, which is really low for me because I usually throw out 5s like crazy, but it just didn't do it for me. And really, the performances are the only thing that saved this movie. So definitely check it out if you want something that's thought-provoking and kind of makes you think about the things you would do to find a guide through life. That was like the main thing of the movie. Someone just trying to find his way through life and people that accept him, and everyone pretty much turned their back on this guy except for one person. And that part of the story was great. I kind of wish it would have ended with some resolution. So 3 nerd skulls is all I'm going to give The Master, and that's kind of me being generous.